Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Greg M here. I want to talk to you about injury prevention. But before I start, let me tell you a little bit about my background. I'm a graduate with a master's degree in sports administration, sports science, and two-time Olympian for Jamaica, 1984 1988. I'm a silver medalist from the 1984 Olympics and 1988, where I ran the 4x100 meter second leg for Jamaica back in those days. And I'm also USA Level 1 track and field certified. And I want to share some of my experience and education that might help some of you track and field athletes out there to consider. So number one, to prevent injury, always have a proper warm-up before activity. Number two, warm-up to include low intensity like jogging to increase blood flow to the muscles and tendon. And I have that kind of enlarged. Number three, general warm-up should include low intensity specific exercise pertinent to the event athlete will participate in. So with track athletes, you do a lot of knee drills. That's the reason why you do your knee drills, your A's and B's. Working on arm drills, that kind of thing. Part of your body, running mechanics. Number four, exercise should always be progressive and systematic when dealing with speed and quickness. Don't rush it. Work on the different phases of the systematic part of it. If you're working on high knees, working on high knees. Proper foot placement, ankling, stuff like that. You're breaking down everything in a systemic manner to make sure you're training your body correctly as far as your body mechanics or the biomechanics of running. Number five, that was number four. So number five, strength training should include areas of developing the knee, hip, back, ankle, and ankle strength. Also to include your major muscle groups. That's important in speed and power. And you have the quadricep, your hamstring, and your core muscle area of your body, your abs, your back. Number six, activity should be gradual, easy to hard movement, low to high intensity, from general conditioning to sport-specific activity and periodization as it pertains to speed development leading to the competitive season. So you always want, you start in the fall, you do everything easy, you're learning the basics, you're doing gradual strength development. You're not going to start out with the heaviest load in the weight room. You gradually build up pertaining to where you're starting off at for the season. And number seven, last but not least, speed, power, and quickness is a demand in development and requires the necessary strength work before attempting the high intensity involved with speed and quickness. Intensity of training should not be done more than 2 to 3 days per week to allow for recovery. Each day of exercise over several weeks should also include proper rest between exercises. So when you're doing your interval, you need to have proper rest in between. Whether you're going to be a 1 minute recovery in between sets or a 5 minute recovery. And you want to have days where you're having proper rest days in between, where you're not doing the same intensity every day. The hardest work should not be done no more than 2 to 3 days per week, with at least 2 days in between where you're doing lighter or lower intensity work, or working on drills or block starts, stuff like that, or relay exchanges. But the coaches got to know how to implement that. Because if you're working hard every day, doing the same thing every day, lifting weights every day with no proper recovery, as far as days or in between exercise, and you do that every day over several weeks, and then competing weekend after weekend, and you're not, your body's not, you don't have proper strength work, you can't manage the workload. You're not properly conditioned. You're not going to have the best performance. You won't be able to repeat the performance. But that's just some of my, experience and education I want to share a little bit. You can take your time, look this over, talk to your coach. Of course, anything I do here, you always talk to your coach. Make sure you do exercise safely and properly. And that's it for now. So hopefully this will help somebody, and we'll take it from there. As I'll try to do this a little bit more often, bring some of what I've learned and know, and share my experience. When I was a sprinter, I didn't have the best of coaches, but now this is an opportunity to share. All right, so that's it for now. Till next time.